Hello everybody, my name is Scott, and welcome back to another video. Listen, well, okay. Today I've been, and then, we're just gonna calm down for this video, just cause. So, Ben here, Ben, Ben here says, I love Fortnite, just not bots. So, I'm gonna tell you, before we even get into this, the reason he doesn't like bots is because he doesn't get, he doesn't get why bots are bad. I'm gonna tell you this so early in this video, so that way I don't spend 2 hours or 2 longer extra minutes than usual on this video. And the reason why bots are in this game, bro, is I'm just gonna shorten this for the whole video. The reason bots are back is so that players who play back during the time 2017 can recap on the memories that players. Oh wait, yeah, so that players that played back during 2017 when people were bad, bots take the place of players that were supposed to like redefine that imagination. The players were still bad, so now that bots are in here, it 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 comes back and redefines that image and reimagination that there were still bad players in OG Fortnite. And everyone around killing bots and stuff, and these are supposed to be the bad players. Ooh, that's nice right there. It's just redefining it's just reframing back the original essence. Bots are like bots are supposed to be the original essence of bad players in 2017. They're supposed to be the original essence of making people think that they're still bad players. That's why they're back. So the game can still be played. So people can play the mode without without someone being already higher on 20 kills higher than usual and winning the next game, because they're either an experienced player or they're some kind of pro or whatever the case is. That's why bots are here, so you can slow the game down. Is it effective? No. Is it effective? No, not really. But does it work? Yes. They do slow the game down. Was it very effective? No. At least they slow the game down. And that's why they're back, to slow the game down. That's why they're down.
Looting, and then eventually we would fight players and either win or lose, and it happened all the time. It's like reliving an old memory to experience this location and have the loot that matches it. Seeing all the people in my lobbies wear skins that are from Fortnite lets you know that players really do care for this as well. They miss this just as much as I did, seeing the map before anything was added, before Tilted Towers, before Dusty Depot was hit by the meteor. It looks amazing. Finding out that there are no bots.
Yeah, that's because that's being called. Yeah, that's called being blinded by nostalgia. That's what that is, bro. Like you're blinded by nostalgia, bro.
And skill-based matchmaking is turned off for the mode. It makes me feel like getting a win is basically impossible, but that's how it felt back then. Knowing that there are 99 other real.
Yeah, because back then, back during 2017, nobody knew what this fucking game was. Back during 2017, nobody even knew what this game was. Okay? Let's just throw it out. Back during the time of 2017, nobody knew what this game was. This game hit a peak, I like to say, around Season X, the 10th season of the game. That's when this game started getting a lot of attention. It started getting talked about like a lot. Like season 10 was, yes, one of the decisive seasons. I mean, not really. Like here and there, yes, it was one of the decisive seasons, but it was only decisive because of the mechs. But I think we really want to talk about one of the most decisive seasons. I think Wreck-It takes that picture. Wreck-It takes it for like book community. See, I hate the pros, I hate the casuals. That's the decisive seasons. Um, but yeah, Wreck-It will fit that list. But it's not the point. It's really, yeah, like first having everybody be completely real and not having a real ass matchmaking system and only game, and everybody else, which is 100% out of anything, completely real, there is going to be a growing point. There will be bitching and complaining about what's coming to the game. Why do you think they're back in the game? Because there's too many real players. Too many real players just took control of the game. Nobody can play. That's why everybody is bitching and complaining, Ben. It's because nobody can fucking play the game. That's why we're bitching and complaining. We're not bitching and complaining because, yeah, we're really sucking this, and this. No, we're bitching and complaining because we can't play the game. It's not that we suck. It's just, we can't play the game. You know, it's boring to get killed every fucking game. You get killed this match, you gotta get hot right into the next match. You get killed that match, hot right into the next match. The next match. You shouldn't be taking like 8 to 9 different matches to get one win. Insanity. And someone who's experienced already or pro is getting multiple wins. And they're having higher than and they're getting like 20 kills higher than usual. Which is not normal. And the game's already ending up with like what, 10 players? 8 players? Like, you think that's normal then? Oh my goodness. What's going on here, bro?
Players in your match makes that anxiety you used to feel and the worry of losing all come back again. I have gotten a few solo wins already, but only like 3, and those wins are memorable because of how difficult it was to get them. At the time of writing this and hopefully soon recording this, Epic added duos. That would honestly be my biggest complaint about OG Fortnite Season 1. But I do believe that there are some things that we can do to help make the game mode even better. Some of the things I bring up may be considered nitpicking. I'm sorry, I'm good at that, but just hear me out. And just to start off with the bang, forget everything I just said. Throw all that shit off the table. Epic added bots and skill-based matchmaking back to OG because of the people crying online. Now I get to complain as much as
Yeah, I mean, like, what did you expect, bro? What did you expect? We can't play the game. That's why bots are back in the game. Because we can't play the game. It's basic knowledge.
I want. A lot of these changes are completely unnecessary. I do believe skill-based matchmaking that is a little lenient would benefit the players that claim to want employee lobbies, but hear me out. Getting a win from this point on is never going to be enjoyable as long as bots are in the game. Skill-based
I mean, bro, first of all, this isn't about, like, enjoyable or whatever. It's about playable experience, okay? Most people that are requesting bots aren't requesting it for winning purposes. They're requesting it because the game's ending too fast. Yes, they're requesting it for reasons like, oh, the game's ending too fast, someone's having higher kills than usual, not enough players to have micros for this, or, you know, like, you know, like, because if you're going against everyone that's good and 70% of real players, it's not balanced. Bots, especially for the matchmaking we were in, was just filled with real players. That was the matchmaking we were in. The matchmaking was filled with real players. And half the players you were probably running on across was probably 4 to 5 bots. But everybody else was 100% real. Everybody else was 100% real. Keep in mind, 100% real. Everybody's 100% real. There's 4 to 5 bots in the lobby. And half those 4 to 5 bots don't even really do anything anyways. They really like die to storm. But that's not the point either. It's like when you're playing against everybody that's good, and it's 100% of players with people. Guess what, bro? Guess what? You have a very unbalanced game. That is what you have. Because, like, if you're playing against someone that's at your skill level, and they challenge you so badly to the point where you can't even combat them, it makes it very annoying. It's like, hang on, this player is in Fortnite, and they're doing all this. It's like, am I in the right matchmaking system? Like, it's like, is the person I'm playing is this person within my skill level? Like, are these the kind of like plays that I normally do against other players? You have to think about that. And when you see a person play like this, if you know this isn't normally how you play against people, and this person's playing in a way that you don't usually play against other people, then yes, it's gonna be a very buggy and unbalanced matchmaking system. Because you'll go against people that are completely outside your skill level. It's insane.
matchmaking that is incredibly strict ruins the whole point of playing casually, because ranked does exist.
Well, I mean, I think basically there's two different matchmaking things. There's matchmaking against pro people, which I already explained what that is, and there's matchmaking with, there's a 50-50 matchmaking, and one side is bots, which 50-50, and the other side is your players, which 50-50, which means it's people when you get it, and then you get it when you play together, you get a very mixed results of people that are what in a balanced range of your skill level. When bots exist, you play with someone within your skill level. Because bots will take up half of the lobbies and other different lobbies for players that are good. And then they'll just like, you know, waste good players' time in certain lobbies. You know what I mean? And like players are like mid or aren't really good, they'll like be there. They'll be there as a distraction until they get killed. That's why bots are good, because they help people find other people's skill level for other people to play against. And it tries to balance it out for someone who isn't good so they can get better. That's what it is. And rank is a joke, so like your point is rank is a joke, so like what's your point?
This just not for OG. You are playing ranked, but without the whole earning a fancy badge system. Double pump is not broken for those of you who are or were complaining about it. As long as players are good at building, it will never be a problem. In zero builds, it's not even an issue because in a lot of scenarios, you really aren't going to be able to carry double pump. If you do, you aren't going to deal enough damage because most people would gun you down. Fights in zero builds aren't always close quarters as well. I know we have the OG weapon models, but how come we don't have things like the original HUD or something similar to the inventory that used to exist? More or less,
I mean, when you're like casually playing this game, you're never really thinking about like the original HUD or the original inventory. When you're casually playing the game, like when I casually play this game, like if I were to see the original HUD right now on my screen when I play the game, and I would compare it to like the original HUD to the new HUD, I'd be like when you look at it, bro, there's like barely a difference. Like yes, one like the original HUD does look a little different, but it's not as different as the new one. It's just the new one has a better design. That's the only thing. It's just the new one has a better design. It's like if you're like if you're not putting in your mind, or you're not casually, if you're not like thinking about it, and you're just casually playing the game, and you're just playing right now, it's like, you know what I mean? It's nothing like truly important. I mean, I'm not saying the same thing goes for like the original inventory system. Obviously, that's no something, but you get the point. It's just you don't notice these things. Like, they're not something big to nitpick about. They're not that interesting.
okay with that, without the shitty inventory, okay, that one wasn't really that good. But the HUD is something you look at almost every single time you play. People have been able to use creative to recreate the original look of the HUD, and I'm surprised you guys
I mean, it sounds like someone got some time on their hands over here.
didn't just copy and paste that. I agree that finding legendary or epic rarity weapons is more exciting when they look and sound different, but for the sake of OG Fortnite, why are weapon models like the rocket launcher, sniper, or scope they are still like how they looked?
I mean, why do we care about chapter 2 weapons? What did chapter 2 weapons do to making OG Fortnite, bro? You don't get it.
Back in Chapter 2. Also, we have things like gold burst assault rifles, which I do not recall being a thing. If we were wanting a full OG experience, I believe that should be at least the case for builds, since that is quite literally the only thing to exist 7 years ago. Why is mantling, door bashing, sliding, super sprinting, and moving while healing still in the game? I think
Because it's called a quality of life change. That's why it's in the game. Because the quality of life changes throughout the game. That's why it's in the game.
since zero builds is a new concept in a way to OG Fortnite, especially Season 1, a lot of these new mechanics should be in that mode, and that would allow for the best experience in both worlds. We also have things like turbo building still being active, which basically just allows anyone to build like crazy, which if you took that out, that would be a nerf to sweats, but
I mean, it's like that's what we want. At least we can both agree on that. That turbo building needs to get nerfed, or some form of building needs to get nerfed. And once you have bots in the game, and once you're building in the game, then OG Fortnite will finally has this essence of being that, nostalgia, playful game that you once loved, known and loved. But until building, it's nerfed. Like, no one's playing OG Fortnite like that. Like, I don't know what point you're trying to make here, but you definitely is not hitting it.
It wouldn't kill the game. Also, structure durability is not like how it used to be. Shotguns aren't able to destroy wood walls. They don't really do much structure damage. Explosive break builds like how they do with the new mechanics and not like how they did prior.
How is any of this stuff relevant?
Back in Season 1, where it didn't really destroy much. You also can't carry 999 rockets and, certain bits of ammo like that. You still can't see through building edits like how you used to. And lastly, 3D visual audio is the biggest crutch in all.
No, we're gonna skip this. He's talking smack about the game. You see, bro, I'm basically gonna hold off on him, okay? His line excuse is you shouldn't have 3D audio visualized sound effects basically because quote unquote is that it's a crutch and it takes up the screen and that he thinks players don't want it. That's very starting. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. That's his argument. Like he'll go on to say that this was mostly for deaf people. Yes, but the thing is, bro, this during the time of 2017, visually sound effects didn't exist. So if you hurt somebody, you couldn't hear where they were from. Not really. Like visual sound effects did not exist back during this game. Like if someone went third party view, it was oh you better have shield to take initial damage because if you don't have shield to take initial damage, guess what? You're dead. Because if they third party you, there is nothing you can do about it. You better have the fucking best points in the world because if you don't, there is nothing you can do about it. If you're low, you're one shot. There's fucking nothing you can do about it. Especially the third party view, because you can't fucking hear it. There's no way that you're coming from. And if you have no clue where you're coming from, but you can hear them, it's not matter. Because you're fucking dead anyways. That's the reason. Such an insane, kind of like a cringe.
All of Fortnite. Why has this feature not been tweaked back to how it used to be? If you are not aware, this feature was not very helpful for players that wanted to hear the game. It was made for deaf people.
Yes, it was. This was as is today, what we call the standard norm. This is the standard norm to help you against this. This was helpful. This was helpful against you. This was helpful. This was helpful for you to find chest players, and it was helpful against you almost getting third party and stuff like that. This was helpful for like finding chess players and getting third party. This was a standard norm thing, bro. Like you trying to contradict a standard norm, a standard thing is kind of like very upsetting in a lot of ways. Like yes, this might have been helpful for deaf people, but like it just does not matter.
People or someone who wasn't able to just, have the sound play from their TV or something. If you turn this on, your game audio would actually be muted, but you could see the visual indicators of where things were coming from. This was on mobile for a while, and I understand why they could hear and be able to see it at the same time, but a PC player and even a console player should not be able to have this sort of advantage. Mark my words, it needs to get reverted to what it used to be like 4 years ago. Eventually, other people will catch on and complain about it. Things that have changed, like duos being added, is a good change. It clearly brought back like a lot of people because that was, added before the bots and stuff. And shields might have been changed a little bit, but I'm not really sure overall. But this is my main thing about OG Season 1. For any new gen saying, this is what you guys wanted so badly, I want to say this to you. Fortnite 7 years ago was the most casual game you could ever load up, besides like some.
You mean Payday? Payday was the most casual game. Fortnite is just a gimmick game. Fortnite was a gimmick game. Nobody knew what this game was back during 2017. You know the games I was playing back during 2017? I was playing Payday. Payday was my casual game, not Fortnite. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Fortnite was a test game. It was a test game back during 2015 because like they failed the whole zombie idea, and then because the zombie idea thing failed, guess what? They said we're gonna turn this game into a battle royale shooter game, and it has building. So guess what? It's even cooler because you can build in this game. But again, it's like I don't know. Like, are we even talking about the same game at this point?
Like Call of Duty or Minecraft. Most people were defaults. No one knew what they were doing quite literally at all until a couple seasons into the game. You had like 12 players that were known to be good during Season 1 and 2. Like,
Bro, these 12 players. What? Like, bro, these dudes weren't good. Okay. Like, these dudes weren't good. Like, they 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 weren't good. I'm gonna defeat his whole argument. But everybody, think about 2024 mechanics. And the 2024 mechanics existed. Take 2024 mechanics and put that shit in 2017 mechanics right now, and put it in the time period 2017, when 2017 when the game was out like that, and mechanics were like that, right? Take the 2004 mechanics, put that shit in 2017, and we have mechanics like the mechanics were like that in 2017. Man, you were just fucking shit, honestly. You were just fucking shit. Like, okay. If we had the 2024 mechanics back during 2017, Ben would just fucking shit. All pro players, or not players, all of the gimmick, all the fucking, like, like, little gimmick people who played the game at the time, who were giving variety, not variety, but like, were like giving like popularity, but like, again, the popularity fucking sucked, so we can't say anything. They weren't good, they just happened to play. They weren't good, they were just people that just played the game. Like, they weren't good, they were just people that played the game because nobody really knew what this game was. They were good, they were just people that were just playing this game because nobody really knew what this game was. Like, that's the point I'm making. And if this mechanics that I'm talking about from 2004 exists in 2017, do you know those players that he's gonna mention would all fucking get shit? Every single one. Even Miz.
Dakotas and Daquan. Season 3 and 4, you had people like Cypher, Ninja. No one knew one. For any new gen saying this is what, no one knew what they were doing quite literally at all until a couple seasons into the game. You had like 12 players that were known to be good during season 1 and 2, like Dakotas and Daquan. Season 3 and 4, you had people like Cypher, Ninja, Tfue, Myth. Everyone was.
Cypher is so good. He's not good. And that's my point. Like, Ninja's fucking boring. He's not even good either. Like, he's straight up just fucking boring. Like, the thing is really, these players that you're mentioning, they would all, if we had 2020 because in the time period of 2017, you do obviously understand these players would get fucking shit, right? You do obviously understand these players would fucking get absolutely dismantled. It's not even funny. Like, these dudes weren't good at all. They were just people that played. They were just people that happened to play this game because nobody knew what this game was at the time. During the time of 2017, no one knew what this game was. It was a test game. But it was a test game at during time 2015 as a test game, and then one of the projects within it failed, and then they brought it, and then they canceled it and brought it back and said we're gonna do a battle royale shooter this time for it, and then there you go, it took off as being the 2017 game as we all know today. But that's not the point either. It's just these players took a shit. That's the point.
Being recognized. Myth was also in season 1 and 2. They eventually added Playground, and that turned into Create. Was on the news for being incredibly young and a pro player for Fortnite. Fortnite made video games become heavily mainstream. Twitch, YouTube, it was flooded with people who didn't care about the passion, they just wanted money. This is the case when Fortnite added tournaments, and those tournaments gave a shit ton of money. But these were coinciding together, Twitch and Fortnite. There are people who play like their life depends on it, but at the same time,
No, no, we would not play like our lives depend on it. You wanna know why? Because people like us actually have things to do. People like us actually have things to do, bro. Nobody's really trying to play like it's a fucking tournament. So no, we wouldn't play like our lives depend on it at all. Like, this argument that he's about to do is going to sound a lot better if he was talking about Dead by Daylight. It would sound a lot better if he was talking about Dead by Daylight. Because in Dead by Daylight, you have to play like your life depends on it. Like you have to play like your life depends on it. Dead by Daylight, like being able to like time the pallet stun before the killer can hit you. Like when the killer's trying to like go for a swing and you stun them before you can get the hit off. Like that's playing like your life depends on it, bro. Or like if you're like being killed out of the game, you're being tunneled, like depends on it. You're trying to like you know loot the killer for as long as you can before they put you on the ground and before they kill you out of the game. Like you got to feel like it like depends on it. But like that argument would sound a lot better if he was talking like Dead by Daylight, but he's not.
Wouldn't you do the same? I'm not saying it's cool to get destroyed by a superhero skin using the FNCS pickaxe, but I don't think this type of player is ever going away. Something else would have made gaming very mainstream later if it wasn't for Fortnite, but obviously we are in the timeline where Fortnite was the reason for the downfall of some parts of gaming. And I know this is bouncing all over the place, I apologize. I'm writing this down and trying to get this out as soon as possible, but I want people to know you can never truly get Chapter 1 Season 1.
Yeah, you're never gonna get the true original essence of this game if you don't nerf building. All you have to do is add bonds. Already done. Second thing second, nerf building, and you're good. Like nerf building and add bonds. It's just easy to understand. And then once you do that, you have some original essence. Some. I won't say like a lot, but some.
Ever again. The players will always figure out a way to ruin it. Now, without anything I've written down and just my thoughts, I really do not like bots. I don't believe that they belong in the game at all. I just want to clarify that. And overall, Season 1 is pretty much its own thing.
So you basically stating not wanting bots means you want people to play against 100% real people every fucking game and get destroyed every fucking game. First game, second game, third game, fourth game, get destroyed every fucking game. Basically, that's what you said. You basically say, what you're basically saying to us, bro, is that you like to get destroyed every game by someone that is good. That's basically what you're saying. Is that I like to get destroyed by people that are super fair, even if they are outside my skill level, even if it is not balanced by any actual means. I like to get destroyed. What a weird mindset you have, bro. Absolutely insane.
I'm looking forward to what will happen for Season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and also the fact that we're going to be getting live events. But as a major critique of this game type, of the players, of the community, of everything that is with found that was pretty crazy to me was I have never game. You should probably just be able to opt into having bots in your lobby if you really want to, but let's be honest. You're playing an online game. You're playing an online game. Why do you want to face bad players? Why do you not want to play?
Because facing bad players in this game does what? It slows the game down. Facing bad players in this game actually slows the game down? Oh my gosh. Whoever thought.
Against any real person. That's just not, that's dumb. Go play Red Dead Redemption 2. But enough of my